So, guys, I just watched the video, a very heartbreaking video about a girl who was run over by her friends. And she had a sense that it was, something was off because she had texted some friends and said, I probably should have rode with you instead. And it really got to me because the thing about a friend hurting you is it's the ultimate form of betrayal. This is someone that you've shared your thoughts with, your experiences with, gone out with, you've rode hard for, and when they get the opportunity, they're putting the proverbial sharp object in your back. You see, the thing with friendships is that you have to be very careful. Some friends are not there to be friends. And if you're not careful about who you bring into your circle, who you draw close to you, you just may be bringing in the most terrible, dangerous thing into your life. Now, the problem is a lot of people think that, if they hate me a little bit, that's as bad as it gets. Nobody ever thinks that it could be, you know, in a situation when you get unalived, but it does happen. It does happen. So you need to be careful. You need to sit down and evaluate every single friend you have. And that's why when most people do this, they tell you my circle is small. It's small because when you sit down and see if these people will ride as hard for you as you ride for them, you'll find out that there are not so many people. And all those people you put around you are just noise. It's just fluff. It's not the real deal. You can't be going out there riding hard for people who are going to throw you over the bridge. You can't do it. Most of the time, it'll be a small betrayal. Your feelings will get hurt and then you move on. But how are you going to tell when this little betrayal is going to be something bigger, like being unalived in the middle of the street? This is not time to play games. You need to analyze your friendships. And I'm going to read here for you. This is by David. David, the child of God, the one man after God's own heart. Now he says about friendships, he said, even my close friend, someone who I trusted, one who shared my bread, has turned against me. Let me tell you, there's nothing more painful than someone you trust, someone you love, someone who shared your secrets with, someone who is your ride or ends up hurting you. The reason why it's very painful when a friend betrays you is because they know your secrets. They know exactly where it hurts. They know where to stick the needle. They know exactly where to put in that sharp object in your chest and drive it in and twist it. That's why it's painful. You see, a stranger doesn't have that kind of information. They do not have that kind of access. So no matter how much they try to harm you, your shield is up to some extent. With a friend, you're vulnerable, you're open. There are no protections. And that's why if you have a friend and at any point you have this feeling in your mind or in your gut that something's off, take a step back, walk away. If you're in a party, take an Uber, go home. I don't care if you came with them or not. Call another friend to pick you up. Call your parents. Call your siblings. The reason is a lot of times when we feel something's off, and if it's not, you can come back from it. But if something is off and something bad really happens, you could end up unalived like the girl on the street or the other girl in Mexico. If I find their names, I'll put them on the screen and you could go read about it. Friendships are not something to just say, oh, they're my friend, and then you open yourself up to all kinds of betrayal and hurt and pain. One of the most dangerous places to be is to be with a friend. You'll never see it coming. So if you are not evaluating your friendships, if you're not analyzing them, if you're not checking to see if this friend that you had since kindergarten is still a friend or she hasn't become something else, at any point in time you're not analyzing, you're opening yourself up to be harmed. You're opening yourself up to be hurt. You're opening yourself up to be taken advantage of. Friends are great. Even the Bible says a friend next door is better than a brother far away. But then how do you know they're friends if you haven't evaluated, if you haven't tested, if you haven't watched? Not everybody who comes around you says, oh, she's my friend, he's my friend. They're not always your friends. We see this over and over and over again on the news. They invite you to a party and then pew pew, something happens. They invite you to a party, drink is spiked, you end up being taken advantage of by a group of girls, guys, whatever. When a foe comes to you, when an enemy comes your way, no matter how close they get, your defenses are up. They don't know where the secrets are. They do not know where there's holes in the armor. But you will always have an ace up your sleeve. When it's a friend, all your defenses are down, your reflexes are slow, you're there drinking water, and all the time they are plotting and scheming for your downfall due to no fault of your own, due to the fact that you have not sat down to evaluate this friendship and see, is he still there for me? Is she still there for me? Are we still cool? Are we okay? You are trusting this friendship from 15 years ago, and over time the person has changed, doesn't clap loud enough when you're winning, gives the when you tell them good news, says, yay, I'm happy for you. The joy of your progress and your success doesn't come out. But you're like, oh, maybe she's tired. Maybe he's hungry. Not true. Someone who is going to fight for you, someone who's going to have your back, is always in a mood to celebrate with you. They're always in the mood to sit with you when you're down. They're like, oh, you're having a bad day. Okay, maybe I'll come back later. That's why when you analyze your friendships, your circle becomes very small, becomes tiny. It's tiny because not everybody is invested. Not everybody is interested. Some people just want what they can get. And while I feel for the girl who was unalived in the street when her friends stepped on the gas and rammed her, and I feel for the one who was unalived in Mexico, it tells me that at certain points they missed the cues. They made excuses when they shouldn't have. Because I don't care how good someone is at masking their behavior, they always have a tell if you pay close attention. And you have to be paying attention to the people you're sharing your secrets with, the people you're breaking bread with. You can't just not pay attention. Be safe out there, people. Evaluate your friends.